This is how you test your sample set to get the best shade for you. Now, when you choose your sample set, you will have a choice between light, light to medium, and medium to deep. So I've got the medium pack here. Now in here you will have 2 sachets, and each sachet should be able to do 1 to 2 full applications. So you will get a chance to test it to see what shade works best for you, and also get to wear it all day under different lights, outside, indoors, and be able to really see the perfect colour match for you. So you get 2 sachets. These are recyclable as well. So what you want to do is you want to get a product lid, like a compact powder lid, so you can pour this into to give the best application. So first I am going to test colour Kimberly on my skin. So what you would want to do for the best way to test a sample is use a eyeshadow brush, something similar to this. Now it will give you a denser application, which is fine because this is what we would use if we're going to try and conceal some areas, but we can get a really good true colour match. So make sure you do this in natural daylight. Pop a little bit of your product onto your brush, and we're going to test this on the jawline, okay? So we're just going to test this across here. So this is shade Kimberly. So as you can see, I am just putting a small amount of this product onto the jawline here, and you should be able to see here that shade, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go just above or just below with the colour Page. So this is the second shade that you will get in your pack. So I'm just going to apply that just above. Okay. So now you can see there are 2 colours here. Okay. Now when I move my face and look under different lights, there is not that much difference to them. However, what I do see is that Page is blending better with my skin tone. You can't see the Page tone as much as you can see the Kimberly tone. So the Kimberly for me is there's a little bit of a yellow tinge, it's a little bit too light. So I am going to go with the colour Page, okay? So now I'm going to show you how to do this as a full face application. So make sure your skin is cleansed correctly and you've got a light moisturiser on your skin, and make sure that moisturiser is soaked in. Now you should always use a primer. The finishing primer that Bomonde has acts as a finishing powder and a primer, and this will help keep that makeup in place for longer. It will help to absorb any excess oil from the moisturizer on your skin, so your foundation doesn't oxidize and it looks the best, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a full face application with Page. Now my area of concern is around my eyes, so I would use the same brush, this brush here, and I would just work around my eye area, concealing this area. Now, because we are going over with the foundation with a kabuki brush afterwards, we can be messy with this. You know, if it gets onto the skin, it gets out of this area, it doesn't matter because the kabuki brush will fix all of that for us. Now, because of the skin-friendly ingredients, this will not cake, it won't seep into those lines, it won't crack throughout the day, it can move with your skin. So if you smile and express, we've all got these lines, and then we relax, it doesn't sit heavy in the lines like other concealers and foundations can do, because they've got a lot of bulking agents, a lot of talc and parabens in there. So this will move with your skin as it is skin-friendly ingredients. So I'm just going to work on the other eye to conceal, and you can see already, yes, it's looking slightly lighter. And the reason for that is because obviously my area around the eye is darker. There's more blue tones in there. But the kabuki brush, we've tested the kabuki brush all over, will even that out. And obviously we've tested our colour, we've tested it on our jawline. That is the shade that we want. So we then trust this process. So as you can see, I have been very generous with the powder around my eyes to really conceal the area. If you've got any other areas you want to conceal, any blemishes, then you can do that as well. Now, with a mineral powder, you have to use a kabuki brush to apply, and it has to be a good quality kabuki brush. It needs to be some really good tapered synthetic bristles, so when you load up your powder, it applies evenly, and you also don't lose a lot of the product. So the aim is that when you put your product in the lid, is that you should be able to get your kabuki brush, you should be able to do this, load it up, and when you lift that brush out, there should be very minimal powder left, because it's all in these bristles here. And this is the difference between quite a cheap kabuki brush and one of good quality. So then all you do is firm circular motions all over the skin, and this will give you a really soft, lightweight, breathable coverage. It will feel like a second skin. It will feel like there's nothing on. And that is because of all the skin-friendly ingredients, the natural minerals in here. And that is the full application. Now, if you're like me, you want a little bit more coverage, that's okay. You can just apply again. Now, this is something that you can't normally do with normal conventional cosmetics, makeup that has got a lot of bulking agents in there, because the more you apply, the more it starts caking and setting and looking heavy in the lines. And when you have got a few lines and wrinkles in place and you are quite expressionate throughout the day, it will then collect in those lines. But with mineral formulas, it won't do that. So I'm going again with another light application. Now, to finish off with a foundation application, you need a finishing powder. Now, this is something that a lot of people skip out of their routine. Now, the reason why we should never skip a finisher is because it will keep that makeup in place. It will make it last longer, and it will soak up any oil that is produced throughout the day. If you sweat a lot and you find that sometimes your makeup wants to come off and you're going through hormonal sweats, it will help with that, and it will keep that makeup in place, and it will also give a really nice sheen finish as well. So this is just the finishing powder. This is translucent in colour, so this can be used for majority of skin tones. And then just whiz over using your kabuki brush again. And that, my guys, is your mineral foundation application. You can see it's a really lightweight coverage. You can see it's like a second skin to me. Now, obviously at this stage, I'd be putting a bit of highlight, a bit of mascara, but this is just to show you the base application on how you can test your sample, how you can apply a full face from the samples that you've got. Like I said, you should be able to get 1 or 2 applications of this, and how you can actually get the best color match for you. Thanks for watching, guys.